athletics. Since 1934, Steinhafels has been Wisconsin's furniture and mattress destination for quality selection and service. For over 90 years, Steinhafels has helped Wisconsinites create the homes of their dreams and is 100% employee-owned. Steinhafels has the largest selection of all the latest styles and all the best mattress brands. You'll find something for every style and every budget. Shop in-store or online at steinhafels.com. Relax, it's Steinhafels.
Hi, this is former Badger Pro Football Hall of Famer Joe Thomas. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison. Good Karma Brands radio station.
Sports Center updates on 100.5 ESPN are brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
Madison, Wisconsin is as good as it gets if you are like me and you love the college sports.
This is the Jump Around with Riley Jauch and Pablo Iglesias, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Dancing down the sidelines. Can they catch him? No! The Badgers answer instantly. There will be no undefeated champion on Wisconsin with an unbelievable stretch drive to the championship game. Gordon again! Inside the 5, touchdown! What a performance by Melvin Gordon!
Chucky Hepburn, Big Ten on the line! Yes!
Legacy cemented! The 2021 Badgers will go down in history as the first ever at Wisconsin to win a national championship.
That is the best college sports town in America.
Refuse to flipping lose these Wisconsin Badgers. Moving on to the Final Four, and we're just a couple hours away as Wisconsin is getting ready to play in its 7th national semifinal matchup, going after their potential 2nd national championship in program history. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of the Jump Around Extra. I'm Pablo Iglesias, joined alongside my partner in crime tonight. He is Riley Jauch, live from the Everlight Solar Studio. Riley, just a lot of energy coming into tonight. I am so excited for just how much fun this Badger season has been, and as we get ready again, right now it looks like Texas A&M and Pitt are in a close one in the first set already, so we've got a huge Final Four ahead of us right now. How excited are you tonight, Riley?
Yeah, I'm fired up. This is a great time, I feel like, to work out a lot of the nerves and just enjoy the build-up, enjoy the hype, enjoy what this season has been, because I know for a fact the second first serve we're underway, it's just going to be a bundle. I'm going to be tight, going to be nervous. And so just enjoying seeing some other volleyball on the screen right now and having a great show and hanging out with everyone for the next hour. So I'm trying to relax.
Very excited. Get all that pent-up energy out with us here on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch here once again for the Jump Around Extra, which you can hear normally on Thursdays at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. And Riley, you were saying something perfect. Our guest that we had earlier on our noon version of the Jump Around, Devin Robinson, Wisconsin Badger alumna, she loved to say, it is a privilege to be under pressure. And that's just a fun thing, again, for this team. We talked to Lauren Carlini, who we'll also get to hear later on in this hour. But, again, just to know that this team loves to thrive in that pressure. This team right now is so excited to be there. They are loose. They're ready to go. Very excited, again, to share what Lauren Carlini had to say as they get ready for Kentucky later tonight. And, again, we also know what happens in general when Wisconsin faces Kentucky in Final Four. It's just from some past
history,
right?
Number 1 seeded Kentucky, too.
Just
Interesting. Not undefeated, but history is on the Badgers side. I mean, technically, if you look at volleyball, they're 4-4. But Badgers have won the last 3, so
exactly.
I'm liking the odds.
So you're saying there's more than a chance for sure. So very excited for that. And also, it's just not going to be a 2-man booth here, but we are going 3 wide as well. Jesse Nelson, very privileged to be leading into the network coverage. Jesse Nelson joining us here. Usually you get to hear him setting the stage and also recapping pre and post match for Wisconsin Badger volleyball. Jesse, happy to have you here. Thanks for jumping on with us before you get going.
Good evening, gentlemen. Happy to jump around in prime time here.
See what you did there.
National
Under the lights.
semifinal Thursday. What a night. Can't wait for this. So this is going to be electric in Kansas City for the Final Four. Yes, sir. Can't wait.
Lots of handwritten notes you got there, Jesse. You're ready to roll.
Well, I thought you would appreciate that of all people,
I would.
Riley.
I
the
do.
old handwritten
I know.
notes. This is how we
very
roll for
savvy.
the pre-match show. We've gotten to be quite professional at this because we don't know if we're going to be on for 20 minutes or if we're going to be on for 2 hours and 20 minutes for the pregame show tonight, because we're always the second match of the night here in these semifinal matches in the NCAA tournament. So we're used to it.
In the boxing match, you want to be the final bout. You want to be the
main event.
The heavyweight. Riley, you're a UFC guy too.
Yes,
You
the
know
Badgers,
exactly.
See, that's why the Badgers are always second. They always go last because they're the big ticket item. They're the main event of the evening. No disrespect to Pitt and Texas A&M, but they're the co-main. They're the lower bill.
It's interesting you bring that up, Riley, because I was thinking about this. The Final Four is being played in Kansas City. Mm-hmm. National championship on Sunday afternoon, should Wisconsin be fortunate enough to advance. If there was, for all the events the NCAA does in Indianapolis, if there was ever a year to be in Indianapolis for the 4 teams that ended up making it, it's the perfect midpoint for Pittsburgh, Texas A&M, Wisconsin, and Kentucky. Like, if you're going to draw the exact midpoint of all those cities, it's like St. Louis or Indianapolis would be the 2 best options, but Kansas City's pretty good. I think they were thinking Nebraska would be there, which it's just a shame that they didn't make it.
So
disappointing. God, it's too bad.
So disappointing. I've already seen a couple fans with Nebraska hats on, Nebraska merch. So respect to the fans who still made the trip, but it's just a darn shame that the Huskers aren't playing.
Too bad.
And how about this right now to give a little bit of a score check? Texas A&M, I think they just lost the challenge here. Not to give full play-by-play right now, but it looks like call is overturned, so it continues 24-23 first set. Texas A&M, which kind of feels like the Cinderella. Yes, Wisconsin is also the same seed as Texas A&M, but it feels like, honestly, that Texas A&M feels a little bit more of that Cinderella team. They took down a Nebraska team on their home court who was undefeated at the time, but we're here to talk about Wisconsin, gentlemen. We're here to talk about Wisconsin Badger volleyball. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, Jesse Nelson here at the Everlight Solar Studio. This is the Jump Around Extra outfitted by Iron Jock, also presented by Steinhoffels. And gentlemen, again, this is just such a magical time of the year, too. This is so much fun. Getting to talk, I've got to talk with players like Mimi Collier and Charlie Furbringer, who's only her second season going through the postseason, but the fact that year 2, she's a captain, she gets to go through this run. She learned a lot last season. Again, just a magical time of the year. And it brings me back to 2021 because that was the first time I came to Madison, Wisconsin. That was the first exposure. I got to see the Milwaukee Bucks right off the bat win the NBA championship. And then I get to witness arguably one of the best runs, arguably one of the best teams, if not the best, honestly, in Wisconsin Badger volleyball history, make a national title run. And I just think about so many different things. But Riley, I want to start with you. Where were you when Wisconsin was either in the semifinal game or when they won the national championship? Because I think you had a pretty funny story with what you were at.
Yes, I will answer that. But first, you must have thought it'd be all sunshine and rainbows here in Wisconsin after 2021. There's now a national championship.
Sorry, guys.
Left and right. Oh.
Bucks win the NBA
This
Finals.
is awesome.
Yeah, I felt like, well, so in the past, in past too, and Jesse knows this, I started in Peoria, Illinois. I got to cover the St. Louis Blues when they won the Stanley Cup, and I come to Wisconsin, the Bucks win, and Wisconsin volleyball wins it all. I'm like, oh, well, I must be a good luck charm.
Our little good luck charm. Old Pablo Iglesias.
That's it.
Well, we need him tonight as well. And
multiple hockey
Sunday.
championships too. Well, I'm surprised I didn't get the Seinfeld bass riff there too.
No, that's my laugh track hotkey, and I don't have the Seinfeld one. But where was I? And I forget the date in 2021, the day of the national championship, the night of the national championship when Wisconsin was crowned. I was actually in a movie theater. I was watching Spider-Man No Way Home, as we deduced, and it was actually funny. So I had been loosely following the team, knew they were in the national championship that night, but I was like, I've had this plan. I'm going with my friends and one of my younger brothers, so I'm not going to cancel this for the national championship, and I think I'll be able to make it home in time to watch the end. So watch the movie.
So you knew this whole thing was happening. You knew that the national championship was happening. You had tickets. You were ready to go, but you were like, you know what? maybe I'll work around it.
Exactly. Yeah, I already had the movie tickets. We were going.
These are probably like $5-10 or something. You weren't willing to eat $5-10.
I wasn't nearly as big of a fan.
He's a poor college student,
exactly.
Pablo. That's a
that's a national championship.
Can't be wasting your money. What is he going to drive all the way to Columbus and say? Well,
you could have just watched the game.
Got a Spider-Man movie to go see.
Exactly. That was a big deal at the time.
Reveal all three were in it.
I wasn't as big of a Wisconsin volleyball fan then as I am now. But to my credit, and to the credit of a lot of other people in the theater, the second the credits start rolling, everyone's whipping out their phones to check and turning on the game. I said phones, Hunter.
Relax back there. Hunter Vaughn behind the glass.
Everyone's taking out their phones and immediately turning on the stream. And it was really cool. I ended up watching, I believe, the last half of the final set against Nebraska. So I was able to see the final point. It was awesome. And there was actually like a pretty significant crowd pop in the theater when Wisconsin won the national championship. And it was awesome. It was a bunch of fellow students. This was a theater just off campus over at the Hilldale area of Madison, for those familiar. And we were walking, like we were giving each other high fives. We were like, let's go. We're national champs. Let's do it. Yeah. So we were fired up. It was fun. I'd much rather be in the position I am now. I would much rather watch the national championship, and hopefully we get to this year, but it was still a fun experience.
That 2021 year, a call that Jon Arias said multiple times that season, surely Barnes to Hilly to Retke, and for that one to be the one that puts the exclamation point for the first time in Wisconsin history was truly one. It still gives me chills thinking about it to this day. Jesse, for you, where were you first at too? And you followed this team this entire season. We'll talk about that some more throughout this hour as well, but comparing this team to the 2021 team, first off, your moments, what do you remember from that season?
Yeah, so between Riley and I, we had the match covered. I was out for one of my best friends, one of my Tier 1 friends, Ryan Fasano.
The Tier 1 for those unfamiliar, listen to Willie and Tausch, very well-produced show as well. So
very well-produced, I do say so myself. So I tier my friends. Ryan Fasano, one of the guys who stood in my wedding, one of my best friends, lives in Chicago. And we had a tradition for a while where we would go out for his birthday, and it happened to be December 18th. That year was the year we were going to go out in downtown Chicago. Coming out of COVID, things were opening up. Everybody's excited to get out and go and enjoy that. So we're on a bar crawl in Chicago that started at like 4 in the afternoon, and we're planning on staying out to the wee hours of the night. And I am fully aware that Wisconsin and Nebraska are about to play in the NCAA Volleyball National Championship. If memory serves, I believe it was televised on ESPN2.
Yes.
This was also a night that there were NFL games because it was that portion of the schedule where the NFL plays on Saturdays, and bowl season was underway. So there's bowl games being played on some of the other networks. And so every bar that we went to from about 6:30 on that night, I had to ask one of the bartenders or one of the wait staff, can you please turn the nearest TV to ESPN2? And they said, yeah, sure, we can do that. And then they come back. Are you sure you want to turn that to? That's a volleyball match. Yes, that's exactly what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Badgers gear as we're out. And everyone's like, what do you mean you want to watch it? I'm like, just watch it. And the rivalry between Wisconsin and Nebraska, and obviously what that's evolved to over the decades, and the way that they went toe-to-toe that night, bouncing from establishment to establishment in downtown Chicago, asking every place to turn on the match. I hope that I recruited a couple hundred volleyball fans alone that night as we bounced around and saw Wisconsin win the national championship. What I love about this run that Wisconsin's on this year, and every time that they've been on a Final Four run, new fans discover the sport. New people hop on the bandwagon. And this isn't a sport where people say, you're not welcome on this bandwagon. We don't want you to be part of this fun. Everybody is welcome learning the sport, understanding the value of Charlie Furbringer as a setter and what she means for the offense, understanding the legacy and the amazing year that Mimi Collier has had in one season transferring to Wisconsin and setting a single-season kills record. Anyone who wants to hop on board and discover, whether you've been with us every broadcast this year or if this is your first time turning on Wisconsin volleyball at all, welcome aboard. Happy to be here for the Final Four.
And that's why we have special coverage starting a little earlier for us with the Jump Around Extra. Jesse, appreciate that. I mean, it's the chills, and I loved how you said, too, this is such a welcoming group and everything. And since I've gotten here in Madison, I've grown into being more of a Badger volleyball fan, getting to be at that front row of the field house, the chills of how intimate of a setting it is when that place gets loud and it erupts. There is no other place like it. I've been to a Kohl Center when Wisconsin beat Purdue and everybody storms the field. I've been to a ruckus Camp Randall Stadium, and there's just something that's different about the field house. So again, as much as we'd love for this match to be at the field house between Wisconsin and Kentucky, it is at a neutral site in Kansas City, but all in all, it's still awesome to see Wisconsin on the big stage. Lauren Carlini, too, we got to talk to her, a player who is very familiar with being on a big stage throughout, as an Olympian, as a Wisconsin volleyball player, a pro here at Love Madison Volleyball. She talked to us earlier today. Very excited for her to share that insight. But before we take a quick break here, I want to talk about Steinhoffels. If better sleep has been hard to come by, you're not alone, and the right mattress can make all the difference. That's why Helix Sleep and Steinhoffels has teamed up to bring their award-winning mattresses to Steinhoffels. Now you can try Helix in person, something you can't just do anywhere, boys. Right now, Steinhoffels is offering 20% off all Helix mattress orders just for our listeners. Head to steinhoffels.com to learn more. Helix Sleep at Steinhoffels. Better sleep starts now. Lauren Carlini's interview coming up next. This is the Jump Around Extra on ESPN Madison, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
The president of James Imaging Systems, Tom Tegeter.
As I reflect on the 2025 performance of the James Imaging Systems team, I'm inspired by their power of action, reliable follow-through, and ability to consistently connect with our To everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and God bless America.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
All right, grab some buds and listen up. Grilling season's here. Now we find out what we're made of. Are we gonna fold under pressure and overcook the burgers? Or are we gonna nail the carne asada and the brisket and pack the coolers with ice-cold Budweiser and Bud Light? Because that's the difference between winning and losing, between flipping burgers and grilling like a pro.
This summer, grill like a pro with Bud and Bud Light. Stock up today. Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser, and Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Ricky, owner of Infinity Exteriors here in Madison. I've seen it too many times. Homeowners paying thousands too much for new windows. Big promises of premium installs that never deliver. Madison, you deserve better. At Infinity Exteriors, we're local experts for energy-efficient windows, roofing, and siding with transparent pricing and no gimmicks. Every project comes with a lifetime workmanship because we believe in doing it right. We're on a mission to save our communities from overpriced, unqualified window contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com, proud partner of your Madison Mallards.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
I would never, ever act like I know more about football than you, and yet you always do this with my area of expertise, words. Why? because you're so stubborn. You refuse. Is it irritating to work with someone who's stubborn?
Wilde and Jauch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
The Bucky Badger Student Mascot Fund was created to support the amazing student athletes who bring the best mascot in the world to life. Hey, my name is Stacy Bruner. I was Bucky Badger from 2010 to 2014. My most memorable sports moment was running out the flag at the 2013 Rose Bowl versus Stanford. Your donation will help fund new scholarships to ensure that the rich tradition of Bucky lives on. Learn more at supportbucky.org. That's supportbucky.org.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Welcome back to the Jump Around Extra. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Yauch, live for the Everlight Solar Studio. We are joined by Lauren Carlini, who is currently the Wisconsin Badgers offensive analyst and strategy consultant. Love the fancy title there. But before that, a lot of different things, arguably, if not the most decorated Badger volleyball player in history, certainly up there. A four-time All-American, Big Ten Player of the Year, winner of the Sullivan Award, and also after that, leaving UW, going to represent the United States, getting a silver medal out there. Congratulations on that. Also a part of Love Madison, the founding member of part of the league, I believe, too. Awesome first season. Excited to see what season 2. But right now, focusing on the Badgers, Lauren Carlini once again joining us, just fresh after practice, getting ready to go for the Final Four. Lauren, how you doing today?
Doing great. Just getting settled in here. It's finally game day, and just really excited to get out there and show this team, show our spirit and our tenacity. It's been awesome.
See, the spirit, the tenacity, I think that's a good way to combine those two words. Right before we hit record and we're talking about this on the interview, was that you were talking about how loose this team is. Yet in the amount of intense matches that we have seen over the last couple weeks, and yet for this team to just still feel loose, still feel ready to go. Pull back that curtain for the fans that are just hungry to see Bucky win. Tell us a little bit about the loose energy that this team has.
Yeah, I think it's really unique, and it's such a superpower because at the end of the day, we're still playing the same game, right? And so when a team like this approaches the same game day after day, it's fun, it's loose, it's relaxed, while still being focused and prepared. It's such a fine line to walk, and this team does an incredible job of that. And so just seeing them day in and day out, be themselves, approach everything the same way, there's such a winning mentality that comes with that, and such a freedom in that approach. And so it's been really fun as a coaching staff and, just a staff to be around them day in and day out, because they bring a lot of fun. They bring a lot of fun and giggles.
Hey, Coach, is there anything a little extra special for you? You've been in their shoes before. I was actually doing some research. Your journey, your freshman year is kind of eerily similar. You beat Texas Tech. You beat Texas 3-1 in the Final Four to go to that national championship. You've been on this biggest stage before. How does that experience help in your coaching and preparing these girls for hopefully 2 of the biggest games of their lives?
Yeah, I think it's funny because Kelly Sheffield, of course, brought up that match the other day, and he was like, "What do you remember about the Final Four?" And I said, honestly, not a lot. But I do remember going out and feeling so prepared that I didn't feel nerves. It was just, all right, we know what we have to do. We believe that we can win this, so we're going to go out and we're going to do it. And that's what we did versus Texas, and we were within points of Penn State in that final and that national championship. And so having a staff that I'm a part of now, be in these situations many times, be in these same exact matches many times, certainly helps. But I think just looking back, it's about the consistency. It's about enjoying and soaking in all of these moments, because you never know, right? Is this going to happen next year, the year after that? It's so incredibly hard to get to this point in the year, and only 4 teams left playing. So it's such a balance of, recognizing, hey, we are here for a reason, and also soaking in every single moment that you have left with this team.
Lauren, we were talking to Devin Robinson just earlier on the jump around, which you can go back and stream on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, Milwaukee and Madison. And she was saying that training with the team over the summer, that you could sense that it very much had sprinkles of the 2021 team that she was a part of. And in general, that, as you alluded to as well, the loose energy that you could just tell that everybody went into the gym. They knew what to do. They knew their assignments, but they were also just having fun and staying loose. From where that team was in the summer, from that training to where they are today, how have you seen this group grow together?
Such a massive growth, honestly. I think off the court was a massive focus for us. So many new people coming in, and how do we integrate them into this team, into this culture, and make it as cohesive and this massive trust bubble, right? And over the year, that kind of expands and gets better and stronger. Skill-wise, certainly we have improved since the summer, right? And since we started preseason, we see that from the Texas match when we got swept by them in the Kohl Center, and then here we are last week going into their house and beating them 3-1 to advance to, a Final Four. And so just the growth that we've had both on and off the court, in the maturity level, the skill level of all of these players, it's been just incredible to watch and to be able to coach and be a part of this group. So I know she said it's, eerily similar to the 2021 team, and I would say the same thing. I said this at the beginning. For me, it reminds me of my 2013 team. Just this kind of underdog, gritty mentality, and going into this tournament, I think that's how we're feeling.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the maturity of this team. And one thing I've noticed about everyone, anytime any of the players speak in front of the media, Coach Sheffield as well, there's just a confidence right now that's just oozing from them. Can you speak a little bit more on that? And also, was there a point in the season where you could tell, like, oh, this team knows that they can be a Final Four caliber team?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the confidence comes from preparation. Honestly, we talk about that quite a lot as a group, and preparation in the practice that we've put in over the last couple months, preparation and our mental skills, and how much we've been kind of sharpening that tool as we go throughout this season. Preparation and knowing the scouting report, and having a lot of confidence that we could just go out there and we know what the other team is going to be doing, so we respond quick and, always a step ahead. So I think that's where a lot of the confidence comes from. And then on the other side, what was the other question? I'm sorry, I just blanked.
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Was there a point in the season where you could tell that this team knew, like, they had it in them to make it this far?
Yeah, honestly, I think our last couple Big Ten matches versus Purdue, versus Minnesota, those matches where, we had control the entire match, and we weren't letting go of those reins. I think that was when we all kind of started realizing, all right, we're on the right path. This is the right time to start really hitting this type of slope. And it's just been awesome. And to your guys' point, the confidence builder of what that is, to be able to go and be 3-0 against teams like Purdue, against Minnesota at the end of the season.
Talking with Lauren Carlini, assistant coach of Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 4-time All-American too. Arguably, if we were to say on the Mount Rushmore of Wisconsin Badger volleyball, she for sure has her face on that as well. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Jump Around Extra. Lauren, I love to build off of that too, and again, the adversity, because everybody goes through adversities. Everybody goes through different challenges. No matter how much of a perfect season, if you will, you have, you still go through those challenges and that adversities. I think the biggest one potentially was Charlie Bringer's injury, and when she came back, you could just sense in that spark when she came back that something was reignited into this team. And to be honest, from what we've heard, you are a massive credit to helping get her back to that healthy stage. What did you do in terms of working with her as she rehabilitated, as she got back to getting ready to be on that court? How did you help her along that way?
Hats off to Charlie, because she was the one, as soon as she injured it, she's like, I'm coming back. I am coming back no matter what. And just her ability to get in there with the medical team, right, and take care of her stuff off the court and rehab, and just be so diligent in that process while still being an active learner every single day in practice, helping Addie during training, talking with her nonstop. It was just, she was always involved. She was always there. Her voice was still one of the loudest in the gym, even when she was out. And going through an injury, people who have been through injuries, they know how hard and difficult it is to stay connected to your team, she did an incredible job of that. And so for me, honestly, I didn't do a lot. I waited on the medical team to get the okay, and then we started building her back in. And honestly, I think she's playing better volleyball after the shoulder issue than before, truly. Just once you realize that, when you think you've lost something, just the joy in having it back and like the gratefulness of I'm not letting this go again, I think has really ignited her. And so I think just people think they could take advantage of her blocking, and she takes that personally. She's like, absolutely not. You are not coming after this shoulder. You're not coming after this arm. And so she takes some of this personal and turns it into just strengths in her game. And it's been so awesome to see her grow. Speaking of off season, right? Like just where at this point last year to where she is now, as a leader, as a captain, as a setter, as a player, we're just loving this growth and where she's at now. And I'm really excited to see, where the rest of this tournament goes.
Coach, this is maybe a little more technical question for you. I'm just curious. I've noticed that Charlie can be excellent at the setter dump, and that's a really fun play in volleyball. I saw a lot of it against Texas. What goes into that as a setter? You are All-American setter. Like, what are you anticipating? How do you know when the right time to just quick bump, knock it over as a setter is?
Yeah, for sure. Well, everyone wants to be the attackers because it's like the fancy schmancy, like flashy thing to be doing. And so setters, we have to get our share every once in a while too. And it's our job to keep the block a little bit interested in us. And so some of that is scouting in terms of when to attack, where to attack as a setter. And other times it's just, hey, attackers aren't getting the job done, or you have a feeling they're going to be off balance here, throwing it into different parts of the court. And a lot of it is keeping their defense off balance. And another part of it is, no, it's my turn to go score a point here and be aggressive and be that aggressor. So, of course, we work on it, but I would say skill-wise, technical-wise, that's probably actually one of the least technical skills we focus on. It's one of those things where, hey, just go be aggressive, get the ball down. It doesn't have to look pretty all the time.
The X's and O's.
Thank you.
we have to do some more tape sessions with Lauren at some point. Then I think that might have to be in order. Lauren, just you've been on big stages. You've been in Final Fours, as you mentioned. You've also represented Team USA at the Olympics. I have to ask you, the Texas environment, though, even though you weren't playing, you were still a coach, you were a part of that environment, you got to feel what that whole ride was like in Texas to head into this semifinal. Where does that rank from an environment standpoint based off the stages that you've been on?
Yeah, it was a really hard environment to go into, and the Gregory Gym, it's pretty small, and the fans are right on top of you. You can't pursue balls to the left and right of the court. So you better be in control of both your body and your emotions. And so it was extremely loud, but it was even better hearing it super quiet at the end of the day. It's true.
That's a fierce competitor right there.
And I just think truly, like, there's no better thing than going into someone else's place and beating them on the road, especially to advance to a Final Four, right? So it was certainly up there. It tested us, and I think it prepared us. And I said this even at the beginning of last week. We get to play Stanford. We get to play Texas at home. And then we get to go to Kansas City, right? Neutral site. Anything is open. And I think we have just this armor we've built around us in this past week, especially into going someone else's place and beating them at home and feeling on top of the world, feeling like we're a bit invincible right now.
We really resonate with that get-to mentality versus we got to go in and do this. We get to go into Texas. We get to face Stanford in this situation. I love it.
Yeah, such a good feeling as a competitor to silence a crowd. That is for sure. And you mentioned it's the best. You can't beat it. Yes, I understand. Obviously not as high level as that, but still, I think a universal experience as a competitor. But you mentioned neutral site. Last one from me. What should Wisconsin fans know about Kentucky coming into this match, and how are you guys, without giving too much of your game plan away, going to attack the Wildcats tonight?
Yeah, Kentucky, it's a really interesting matchup because we have very similar teams in terms of just our depth at the different positions, how we kind of choose to game plan and go about things. And, Kentucky's head coach is also from Muncie, Indiana, and so our coaching staffs have known each other for a very, very long time since they were literally kids. So I think there's a reason why our programs are very similar, our teams are very similar. I think at the end of the day, it's just going to be about who could put more service pressure and who's going to execute and settle into this type of environment quicker. The more we get settled in and the more we're the aggressors, the better chance we're going to have at winning this match.
Lauren, last lighthearted question for me. Again, the loose energy, that everybody's having fun. I know that Jada is huge probably in terms of the social media side. She makes sure that the team is involved in any type of TikTok, if it's an Instagram reel, even getting Kelly involved in it. But I got to ask you, what is it for those not watching on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel? So just kind of like the peace sign over the eye. What is it, stay fierce or hey, Badgers?
I think it's stay fierce.
Yeah, stay fierce.
Kelly did that in film the other day. I was like, what's going on? I don't have TikTok. I don't watch I'm not a big social media person. And so half the time I am in lost land. I have no idea what's going on. Kelly does the 6'7" a lot. You know, this like whenever
Mimi called him out actually in the second round. I think Mimi called him out on that on 6'7". So I'm curious. I was just curious to know if they've gotten you in on this and you're like, I'll let Kelly take the spotlight of this. I'm just curious.
Kelly eats that stuff up. So anytime that he can go, and he doesn't love being on TikTok, but you know, he does a little bit of fanfare for the people and for the team. And so anytime he can get involved with that, he's on board.
Very much for the people. Really appreciate that.
That's right.
Yeah, well, hey, best of luck. Lauren Carlini, again, 4-time All-American. Again, as I mentioned, definitely on Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, Mount Rushmore assistant coach. Best of luck to you, Coach, as you take on Kentucky. Wishing you the best again. And thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, she is Lauren Carlini once again. And Wisconsin taking on Kentucky. This is the Jump Around Extra. We'll take a quick break.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
This December and January, Metro Kia Madison is celebrating the season with 2 incredible year-end offers. Right now, get the 2025 Kia EV6 with 0% APR for 72 months, $13.89 per thousand finance. Or choose the 2025 Kia Telluride now at 0.9% APR for 60 months, only $17.09 per thousand finance. Hurry in because these offers end January 16th. Find your new Kia today at MetroKiaMadison.com. Metro Kia Madison, movement that inspires.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and Southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Stricker. And I'm Izzy Stricker. Golf is a pretty big deal for us, and we want to see it grow.
That's why we've teamed up with Good Lion Golf right here in Madison.
It's golf apparel made for the course, but perfect for everyday life.
From hoodies and jackets to beanies and caps, it's a break from the same old clothes found in the pro shop.
Good Lion is designed right here in Madison and is built on community, creativity, and connection.
Check out goodliongolf.com and join the humble pride today.
Use code ESPN20 for 20% off your order. That's goodliongolf.com.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
All day, every day, the Carbless talk and text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless talk and text line. This is more.
We're on Badgers Volleyball.
Win or go home. It's that mentality, and there's nothing better than it.
Because we're on the postseason run.
This is what you play for.
Hear every Wisconsin match in the women's volleyball tournament on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home for UW Volleyball.
The dream lives on as Wisconsin moves into Kansas City, going for its second national title. But first, you got to take down Kentucky in the 1-3. Checking in real quick, Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, Jesse Nelson joining us back here as the jump around extra. Real quick on a score check. Woo, that was a rocket coming in. Texas A&M just nodding it back up at 16s in the second set. Boys, we might not see this 8 o'clock approximate first serve start, but that is okay.
Well, we've seen from the first two sets of this when they went extra points in the first. This one's tight late. Like, this is going to be a good match. It might go all 5.
It has been a fun hour. We'll see exactly what happens. Network coverage continues here after the jump around extra with Jesse Nelson, Jon Arias, and Pete Waite also joining us too a little bit later in the hour, and then they will set things up for Wisconsin and Kentucky. An exciting one. But boys, we want to talk about this entire season, what this has meant. We've got a little bit of some superlatives. Hunter Vaughn, who is behind the glass here at the Everlight Solar Studio, he's got a few questions for us too. And I think based off of how we want to do this, boys, why don't we do this? Based off the volleyball way to get the point, we'll go Jesse as the libero or libero, which apparently you could say both ways. It's interchangeable. I'll be the setter. And then Riley, you'll be our attack. Rocket Riley with that arm there for some superlatives. Hunter Vaughn, what's up, man?
What do
we got going on back there?
We're going to start with a more legitimate volleyball question here. I've got one that's also a little more fun.
Okay.
But
volleyball's fun in general. Come on now.
I know, a little more silly, I guess.
Okay.
Unsung hero. Multiple choice.
Ooh.
Una Vajegic, Grace Egan, or Addie Horner.
It's a good options there.
Yeah, all are great options. So Grace Egan, the transfer from Ohio State, has been amazing this season. Was out with injury for a little bit, but she is phenomenal. She kind of does a little bit of everything. My choice is going to be Addie Horner because she stepped in at setter when Charlie Furbringer was down with injury, helped keep the season on the rails. We know how much better Wisconsin is with Charlie Furbringer on the floor. 22-1 this year when she plays, 6-3 when she doesn't. But it's important to note that they did do enough and go 6-3 when she wasn't on the floor, and that's big thanks to Addie Horner, a freshman put in a tough situation, but she did a great job stepping in. Una Vajegic also missed all last year with injury. She's fantastic. Great numbers, 10 double-doubles, if I saw correctly, this season. So she's been phenomenal in a bunch of different ways, but Addie Horner is my unsung hero for Badger volleyball this season.
Those numbers off of Una Vajegic, 10th double-double of the season, a 13-kill, 11-dig performance.
She was great in the regional.
So great, and excited to see where her career continues to take her for Wisconsin. I'm actually going to go write-in candidate on this one, boys. I'm going to go double feature. I'm going to go Miley Chan and Trinity Shad Cheris. I can't get her last name.
Trinity Shad Series.
Trinity Shad Series. I'm going to go double feature on that one because of the role that they played to get Wisconsin eventually into this point, into the final game, to advance into the Sweet 16. That's a lot of trust that Kelly Sheffield puts, too, to put those two players in that situation in the final set to go for that kill there, give his starters a little bit bit of breather and go to them in the late going, I got to give it to them as unsung heroes in that specific moment.
Yeah, I'm going to go with one of the options you gave us, Hunter. Una Vajic has been absolutely phenomenal. Everyone is playing their best volleyball right now, but maybe none better than Una at this moment. I was listening to Kelly in the players' press conference from earlier in the week this morning, and he compared Una to Yulia Ojo, a member of that 2021 national championship team, also Eastern European, so I don't know if that was one of the reasons.
It's a pipeline region for the Badgers.
We're international. We're recruiting international now.
That's what Kelly does. They want to come here.
I like how Pablo went off script outside of the 3 options given on the first question. That's a gutsy move by our setter here in this game.
Hey, you got to get creative sometimes.
He went setter dump on it.
You can't show your hand. That's what we do here.
Well, and look, Charlie's been playing great as the setter for the Badgers. She goes a little off script sometimes, goes to somebody like Carter Booth when you don't expect it, and it's been working well for him. So Pablo's just channeling his inner Charlie Furbringer.
That's what I like to do out here.
Our next one, favorite moment of the year. I've got 4 options.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Charlie's return after coming back from the injury, Carter Booth's F-bomb on national TV after beating Texas, Kelly Sheffield's Stay Fierce, or beating Minnesota twice.
I mean, all are good for their own reasons. It's hard to capture the magic of what Carter Booth's, for all the great stat lines she's had, the one F-bomb on national TV definitely seems to be the one that she may be most known for when her career is all said and done. But she's the active NCAA leader in career blocks. She's been amazing for her entire career. Beating Minnesota twice was awesome. Beating Purdue, I thought, which came shortly after Charlie Furbringer's return, was also what really set the momentum for this big run down the stretch of the season in play. No mention of Mike McCarthy being at the Florida match. At the
He
Kohl
just
Center,
missed out. Honorable mention.
Honorable mention for
Big
Big Mike. I think Charlie Furbringer's return, what she's meant, and coming back and beating a really good Indiana team that had like a best year ever for their program, hard to go against that.
I got to stick with that one, too. I got to, as much as fun as it was, we tried to actually effort T-shirts, too, at one of the local establishments out here that did say refuse to flipping lose, as we'll say that there to keep it.
Fernando Mendoza would say.
I didn't say flipping.
But she didn't say flipping. But how fun of a moment that was. But ultimately, yeah, the reason why, or a big reason why you're in this point is because of Charlie Furbringer returning. She is the basically, what was it, the straw that stirs the drink. There we go. I couldn't get words out for a minute for this Wisconsin volleyball team. And now riding a 13-game win streak going into this. And hopefully we come out of this one knowing that they've won 15 straight matches now. I got to go with Charlie Furbringer returning because she really lit the lamp for Wisconsin ever since.
Yeah, all these moments are absolutely fantastic, but nothing is more satisfying than beating your rival twice.
I baited Riley.
You baited him.
No, let me finish my thought on Wisconsin beating Minnesota twice. And I have another rationale for this. I'm so glad you brought this up. We were talking with Lauren Carlini. All our fans just heard that interview. It was from earlier today. She was sensational. I asked her, when did she realize that this team had clicked, where their confidence was up and boosted to the point where, like, oh, this can be a Final Four team? And she mentioned the final 2 matches, Northwestern and Minnesota, right before the tournament started. A sweep over Minnesota to conclude the regular season heading into the tournament was one of the moments where she was like, yes, this is a Final Four team, and the players realized they could be a Final Four team as well. So beating Minnesota twice, the moment of the year.
See, I feel like we were setting Riley up perfectly. It was Jesse with Charlie, I went with Charlie, and Riley, you just wanted to try to hit the heck out of the ball as much as possible, and that would OB. That would OB. Is this point?
No.
Is this point Wisconsin? Is it after the further review?
That's right down the pin. Bang on the line.
Riley, I thought that I was just setting him up to hate on Minnesota, but Riley did a great job with that.
Fair enough. Still point Wisconsin. After the review, it is point Wisconsin.
And finally, the MVP of the year for our superlatives. I left 3, so I'll allow a write-in on this one as well.
Fantastic.
But Mimi Collier, Charlie Furbringer, Carter Booth, or other.
The three mentions are first-team All-Big Ten players. They were, they're all phenomenal for so many different reasons. Charlie Furbringer setting career highs when it matters most in the NCAA tournament. Carter Booth's the active leader in blocks in college volleyball. Mimi Collier just set the single-season record for kills at the University of Wisconsin, and she's going to add to it tonight and hopefully on Sunday, should they advance. Mimi Collier has been the GOAT for Wisconsin volleyball here in 2025. She is the MVP.
We had Jon Arias, who we'll hear actually after this a little bit, on the Jump Around, which you could go back and stream last week's episode, and he said it was amazing to see what Mimi Collier has done. You think Sarah Franklin's records and everything that she did when she was here in those 2 years at Wisconsin, and yet Mimi Collier comes in one season, shatters the record. So I got to go with Mimi Collier hands down, and not only is she our MVP for Wisconsin Badgers, but she could be the MVP across the nation as well, so fingers crossed there.
Jim Polzine, a writer for Badger Extra, joined the Jump Around last week, and he wrote an article he's wrote several articles about Wisconsin volleyball over the past few days. But these descriptions stuck in my mind. Charlie Furbringer, he described as the quarterback of the lethal Wisconsin volleyball offensive attack. Carter Booth is the heart and soul of this team, and Mimi Collier is the superstar. She's the best. She's one of the best players in the country. Hopefully will win the award for best player in the country. This is a sweep. Mimi Collier.
All right, and it looks like Texas A&M takes the second set, goes up 2-0.
How about that? The Aggies.
Oh,
The Aggies.
Cinderella. The glass slipper is not shattering yet in Kansas City for the
Play the
Aggies.
war hymn.
You love to see it, but that has been beautiful job, gentlemen, too. I think we could be Final Four perennial. A little threesome here. I like what we did there. So maybe we could be dancing over at Kansas City.
I'm going to let the Badgers keep it on the floor, but you know what? I like what we've got going on here. Now I'm going to go and take a seat on the bench, and you guys take this thing to the finish line here, okay? Bring in Trinity Shad series here.
I love
Jon Arias and Pete Waite are Trinity Shad
well,
series.
That's what you're going to compare. Well, Jesse, thank you so much for joining us. He will lead you into he will take you into national coverage once we get rolling here for our final segment. Jon Arias, Pete Waite. Jesse, go take a breather. You got another hour or so for pre-match coverage, so get a breather there. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch. This is the Jump Around Extra on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's December, which means it's truck weather, and nobody helps you gear up like Metro Ford of Madison. Right now, get a 2025 Ford F-150 with 0% APR for 60 or 66 months, with $0 down and no payments for 90 days. The 2025 F-150 2.7L SDX is here with 0% APR plus $1,250 retail bonus cash, $1,000 open bonus cash, and $1,000 MBC. But hurry, offers end January 5th. It's truck weather, so make it count today at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly opened Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after. An in-depth recap of every Bucks game. In 6 minutes. No more? No less. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. If you missed any of the game or just want to relive the biggest moments, Bucks in 6 provides game recaps every morning after. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis or the deep threes from Miles Turner. And catch the comments post-game about what happened on the court. Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus audio network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hold your friends close and your rivals closer on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Jesse's absolutely spot on about the band. It is cool.
Why?
It's
not
fun to
cool.
watch.
Just say you like it. There's nothing cool about the band. It is objectively not cool.
I find
you
it.
like it.
Okay, I like it because it's cool.
If you like the band, like it, but it's also not cool.
Jim, our show aficionado on what is cool.
Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker, And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, Badger fan.
What's up, guys? It's Charlie.
It's Mimi Collier here, and it's playoff time.
Every point,
Every block, and every match.
all of it on 100.5 ESPN Madison
And the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Madison's home of UW Volleyball, 100.5 ESPN.
Here comes Collier.
Trouble, that's it. It's down. The knock-out punch. Down goes Texas. Down goes Texas.
Still get chills from that call. Jon Arias, the voice of Wisconsin Badger volleyball, as Wisconsin made that final kill in Texas. Fun moment, too, where Wisconsin earlier in the season gets swept on their home court, or actually technically at the Kohl Center, but still in Madison. And then they go back and get the final laugh there in this season. 3-1, horns down. We are not Texas. We are on Wisconsin, and joining us in a little bit, Jon Arias and Pete Waite. Sounds like they are good to go as they get ready for the call between Wisconsin and Kentucky, but thankfully, they're taking some time out to talk to us real quickly. Gentlemen, how's it going out there in Kansas City?
Oh, hey, what's going on? It's pretty good. We've got a great national semifinal in front of us between A&M and Pittsburgh.
Yeah. This is looking like a fun match right now so far. Texas A&M, the Cinderella, keeps on dancing up 2-0. But, boys, the match that we have ahead here, the environment, I know, John, that you've been a part of so many calls throughout the years. What, the thing that excites you the most about this match and this team heading into this Final Four?
Just the opportunity, I think, in front of them. It feels like once Nebraska lost, this Final Four just really got cracked wide open, and every single team here, Pete, I don't know if you feel the same way, feels that this is an opportunity that they can take advantage of.
Oh, absolutely. Nebraska going into last week's match undefeated, everybody thought they were just going to roll through everybody the whole time and nobody else had a shot, but that was proven wrong by A&M, and here A&M is up 2-0 against Pittsburgh, and it seems like they're the hot team right now.
Pete, question for you real quick. As a coach, you've been to the Final Four, you've been to the national championship. What makes these games so special, and what does Wisconsin have to be especially cognizant of on the biggest stage?
Well, it's an entire week of hoopla, basically, that the team gets to enjoy.
Yeah.
We just had a ball come our way. John saved my life.
Look out.
Hey, watch out now.
But, the team really is focused. We've been around them for the last few days, and they're really focused on this, and they're used to being in the bright lights, and they literally are bright lights down here, but with a lot of fans around them. But they just enjoy being with each other, and just a very well-balanced team. I think they're very focused to get the job done here tonight first, without looking forward to the next match.
Well, make sure you guys stay cool under those bright lights in Kansas City. Pablo Iglesias, Riley Jauch, Jon Arias, and Pete Waite will have the call tonight between Wisconsin and Kentucky. This has been the Jump Around Extra. Boys, we appreciate it. Have a great call tonight on Wisconsin, and man, oh man, we've got an exciting night. Thank you so much for joining us. For Riley Jauch, once again, I'm Pablo Iglesias. This has been the Jump Around Extra on 100.5 ESPN Madison, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. National coverage of Wisconsin volleyball is heading your way. Jesse Nelson is on deck. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things?